In a recent interview, Terence Crawford stated that he would be open to facing Saul Canelo Alvarez at 158-pound catchweight. Bud fights at 47. Think about moving to 54. Canelo fights at 68. What do you think of that?
I mean, that's a Canelo move. Canelo pulled moves like that on guys for a long time. But trying his hand, I can't get mad at him because he thinking business. At the same time, I don't think Canelo could get under 60. You know what I mean? To be honest, I think he done with that. I think he done with 60, really. 68 is his mark. I think he's stuck there. He tried his hand at 75. He realized them guys are a little too big. I mean, I'll stick to 68. But that would be very interesting to see at 158 pounds, Crawford versus Canelo. That would be great to see, but I don't think that'll happen.
Isn't that like kind of Crawford's like walk around weight? That's, you know, because when you're cutting, right? Yeah. You got the last 5. That's obviously the hardest, but then you got that, I guess, supreme weight where you're not small but you're not heavy, and you're quick and strong.
Yeah, I think that's where he'll feel great. But the thing is, it'll be interesting because he probably wouldn't want to get too big after the weigh-in, meaning he don't want to get over 65. You know what I mean? Something like that, where Canelo might blow up to 75, 80. You know what I mean? Something like that. So that'll be interesting to see too. The weight bully don't always win, so it'll be interesting.
Now, I know we got recency bias, and when we just seen what Terence Crawford did in there with Earl Spence, how would you see that fight going? Let's say if they did make a Canelo and above fight, how would you see that fight going?
I mean, Canelo at 58, Canelo would be a lot quicker than we've seen him recently. I think he would feel great, but I don't think he want to sacrifice to get down. At the same time, the skill sets, both skill sets are high. I mean, Crawford does have somewhat of a blueprint from watching Mayweather beat him to boxing. You do have to box him. You would be a fool to sit in there with Canelo and let him rip up your body. At the same time, though, we just saw Terence Crawford's defense is top tier. Because a few of those times where Earl Spence, he let him load up and he sat there and he closed the distance, you know what I mean, crowded shots and countered, and he hurt him. And would he be able to hurt Canelo the same way? I don't think so. But it would be great to see. It'll be a great fight.
Now this conversation probably gonna come at a later date. But speaking of Terence Crawford, speaking of Canelo, these is probably 2 of the top 5 fighters of our generation. Who do you, if you had to put a top 5 somewhere, or would you rank one over the other? How do you see them as far as ranking in this generation?
It's crazy because at some point Canelo looked like he wasn't fighting nobody, and then he beat a Kovalev, and then he challenged a Bivol. Yeah, he lost to Bivol, but you even get points for a challenge. That's a big challenge. A fight like that is not easy for nobody. But at the same time, that we had Crawford, a lot of people say, oh, he's not fighting nobody. This guy too small, this guy that. And it may look that way, but it's always going to be a challenge. It's always going to be tough. That's why, to me, I really don't have a list where I put these guys in a certain spot, because it's any given day. You know what I mean? You don't know what a guy going to look like versus another guy. You know what I mean? Or you don't know what a guy went through in a fight just because he looked. You know what I mean? It's been times I fought with pains that I already had prior to the fight. And you're not going to say nothing to nobody because you got to go ahead and get this money. You know what I mean? But it's things like that fighters go through, you know what I mean, that you'll never understand. And that's why rating them sometimes I don't really get into it, because it's tough. You know what I mean? They both great fighters. You know what I mean? I give it to them.